Stephen Jill here.
Hello.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Steven Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWit, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk about outsourcing your transaction with Titlemind.com.
Woohoo!
If you've been with us for a while, it's like, God, these guys have been talking about Titlemind forever.
Well, we had Titlemind. We took it away for a while. Now we're working on bringing it back.
Titlemind 1.0, which we launched, I don't know.
Fall. It was probably a year ago.
Yeah.
It's about maybe a little over a year ago, because it was like October in 17, I think it was.
We had a massive demand, massive demand from members and non-members that we couldn't keep up with.
Overwhelming demand. It was awesome.
And a lot of it too was successful members who had problematic transactions, and they just kind of said,
it's worth it for me to pay and let them figure it out.
Titlemind figure it out. I can't undo this dead person thing.
Yeah.
And that's fine too, because we're all set up to handle that stuff. We're just not set up to handle 50 orders in one day.
Right.
Well, when we relaunch, and it'll be soon, it'll be early 2019, let's just say, we have all planned for that, and we've got backup contingencies to send orders and with people we know and trust, and we can actually, the reason we could have taken your money back on, we stopped it because we want to do these deals right. Mm-hmm. We do deals too. Mm-hmm. And quite honestly, it's the same people that do our deals.
Thank you.
So that's the deal. We hope. Before we get into the show, though, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free.
Curtis asks, I'm in California, and I'll be buying land in California and other states. Is there a reason I should not set up an LLC in another state? I will say that I do intend to buy some land in a solo 401k and sell on terms, keeping it entirely passive income, I think, but the majority of it will be flipped for cash. I just want to get my first mailer out, but I do not know how to appear credible with a company name and website. I'm real close to just getting a burner phone, signing up with a call service, and sending the damn mail.
That's what you should do.
Website be damned. It just seems like that will delay the mailing way too long for me. Thanks.
It's almost like I wrote this question to make a point, which I didn't do, by the way. I have done that in the past.
Are you confessing?
No, I've done it in the past,
okay.
But that's not what happened.
That happened this time. All right.
That's all we teach new members is to get the damn first mailer out.
Exactly. Don't let these other things hang you up. However, I want to answer all his questions.
Go ahead.
Okay, so number one, can you start an LLC in another state? Yes. Should it really make a difference in here? I don't think so. Whatever's the best state for you, do it. Should it make a difference? Should it slow down the show? No. Should it slow down sending out mail? No.
And it won't be your first LLC.
Exactly. Let me, I want to pause for just a second and answer this because this will probably help people understand. Even if you send out a mailer with your, landperfect.com, that's your company, whatever it is, let's just say. Thank you.
Landperfect.com.
Landperfect.com. Let's just say that's your company name. You got the .com. You have one stagnant page there, with a photo of you and your dog saying I'm real, whatever it is, and you're still putting that stuff together. That's totally fine. Now, what I think people get hung up on is, so you send the mail out and you're, Bob Jones from landperfect.com. The people come back to you and now they want to, sell you their property. You don't have to have your Land Perfect LLC in place to buy the property. It could come from a whole nother entity, so maybe you're putting it in the name of your business partner because he's the money guy right now. So you could be Bob Jones sending out mail for Land Perfect. And when you send out the deed and the cashier's check and everything with the seller buying the property, they're not going to even look at it. They're not going to stop and go, it doesn't say Land Perfect here.
Right.
Whatever name you want to put it in, whether it's you buying the property, your business partner's name of the property,
wife.
This one, however it is, they're not going to care at that point. So I think I want to make sure you're not getting hung up on that. That they don't. And if you just say, who is Mark Jones? Well, that's my brother-in-law. And we both do the business together, and that's why, or whatever.
They'll never say that.
They won't. But if they did, you just explain that's my business partner. We put him in his name. Whatever. It doesn't matter if they ever did. And like I said, they don't. And you don't even. By the way, this is good stuff we haven't talked about in a while. Don't volunteer that. You don't need to to hedge off anything too. If anybody asks anything, always be upfront and honest and explain it, but don't go, by the way, just so you know, as a deed comes to you, it's not going to have my name on it. It's not going to have Land Perfect on it. It's going to say this on it. So I want you to be prepared. Don't even go there.
Yeah, what you're saying when you say stuff like that is, by the way, I'd like to give you several reasons why you don't want to sell this property to me.
Just to make I want to make you uncomfortable.
Yeah. I want you to question the validity of this.
Or I'm going to assume you're uncomfortable. No, don't assume that, because you are doing everything right. Thank you. And I thought this is stuff we haven't talked about. So back to the LLC. Get it going when you can. Absolutely. I'm glad you're getting the mail and the phone and everything. That should be right away. Like the first things you do to go on that first mailer and have them ready to go, because that first mailer, it's going to launch you, and those calls and those buyers are going to be spread out probably over the next couple of years, maybe several years, depending how many that you're sending out right now. So you need to be able to retain that information, and then the rest will just fall into place. Did I answer it okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
did I miss any part?
I would. The burner phone thing. More and more people are, because I've historically said, go buy a phone number. And everybody keeps coming out of the woodwork saying, hey, when you get a cell phone, you own your phone number. So I don't know if that's true or not, but a lot of people have been saying it. So I guess if you have a burner phone, you own the phone number forever. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you do need an address. So here's the whole point. And you do need to get the damn mail out. So even if you do a 1,500 unit mailer and you change your address and you change your phone number after that first mailer, it's not the end of the world. However, you don't want to do 10 or 15 or 20 mailers, or in our case, 20 years of mailers,
right?
And be changing that stuff all around, because people,
they won't be able to find you. They've got to find you.
But hell or high water, you got to get the first mailer out and get that out of your system, get those calls coming back, and get that first deal done. Regardless of what happens. That's Jill and I have recently made a shift of between get your ducks in a row and then get a mailer out to get the damn mailer out. Mm-hmm. Just get it out as ugly as it is, because we have a small group of people in our group that have been in our group for years, and they just can't seem to get a mailer out, and we don't want that to happen to you.
Right. Thank you, Steven.
Today's topic, outsourcing your transaction with Titlemind.com. This is the meat of the show.
I would like to ask, so let me back up and I'm going to give a little background, and then I'm going to ask you questions, please.
Excellent.
Okay. So Titlemind, we launched, like I was saying earlier, in fall, I want to say it was October, if I remember correctly, of 2017, because of a need, like all of our products, all of our tools and resources, as a need from our community to help closing their deals. So Titlemind, what it did originally was only escrow, not title. That was coming. So what we did with Titlemind was, for a flat rate fee, you could just give us the buyer. You're the buyer, excuse me, or you might be the seller, whatever it's happening. Give us the information. We would do the deed. We would arrange a notary. We would arrange the payment. The money would pass through us to however it would go, and we'd get it back to you. Basically, we were just like your assistant doing the work.
Your virtual assistant deal closer machine.
Right. What we didn't do is do the due diligence. You've already solidified the deal. It was already done, ready to go. And you knew you were going to buy it. You agreed on the price. The guy wants to sell. So then, the next step, instead of you arranging the notary and the making the deed and getting it recorded, by the way, all the way to that, you would then pick up the phone and call Titlemind and say, "Here you go. Here's the guy. I don't know when he's available. I'm not even sure where he really lives,
because I'm moving on to the next deal."
Exactly. And here's my money, and I'll see you when it's recorded. And that's what Titlemind was. So, and as Steven was saying too, holy cow, was that popular. It was so popular, I couldn't even get my deals in. Like, I was having a hard time it was my team who was doing our deals. So our idea was, well, this is fine. We can do this for everybody else too. Brilliant, right? Holy cow, had no idea the demand. And again, this was escrow only. It wasn't even title, even though we called it Titlemind.
Right.
Because that was coming. We didn't even get that far. We're like, this is weird. So anyway, we had to slow it down. There were days that I just
turn it off.
Well, yeah, eventually we turned it off. But there were days that I closed it up and just said, we're not accepting any right now. And then I'd open it back up. It would get flooded, and then we'd close it down again.
And that's no way to run a website.
Exactly. And that's why we just said, all right, we got to wholly revamp this thing. Hold on, everybody. So
imagine if Walmart was closed on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
You're right, because it was just too busy. And then they're back open on Saturday, and then they're closed again on Sunday. So you can't do that. So that's what we said, all right, this is not working. We got to totally circle it back around and figure this out. So that's where we are now. So now, and I love that you're calling it Titlemind 2.0. So I want to know, Steven, will you please, because I'm new to, you're putting this together in a different, better way. Will you please explain to all of us a little more about Titlemind 2.0, what we can expect?
Well, I mean, you did a perfect description, but it's all under the guise of this. Right around the 10th or 12th deal that you complete, one or two things, you're going to look at the mirror and you're going to say one of two things. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. I mean, I've accumulated XYZ in this amount of time, this amount of money. If only I could fill in the blank. If only I could outsource financing, Plum Investments. If only I could get somebody else to do these deals so I could get the other new deals faster into the pipeline. That's what Titlemind is to get somebody else to do these deals, because I'm not interested in shoveling, as an investor, I'm not interested in shoveling paper around. So you submit the deal to Titlemind, and we complete the deal on the front end and the back end of the transaction. And there's two products, one with title insurance and one without title insurance, where where smaller deals, we just close the deal for you. There's no title insurance. And Jill's right. We don't review the deal for accuracy or anything like that. We just go through the motions. Mm-hmm. And there's a limit to the problems we're going to solve. So we'll leave that for later. And then the second product is we'll go get an escrow company for you. We'll manage the transaction through escrow and close the deal. And they will probably, in that case, collect the money. So the back end of Titlemind is a handful of very professional title agents and transaction coordination agencies that are all based in Southern California. They're very close to us, that we do business with already. And that's where 1.0 didn't work, because we were trying to take on too much of it. Our transaction coordinators in-house couldn't
keep up.
Yeah, so that's how we're addressing the demand.
Yeah. I was kept hiring to try to
the whole thing is designed
keep up
for you just to be a deal maker and not an administrative assistant.
Right.
The same thing with that's this outsource week, by the way.
You know what this is? It's like info reports. You described info reports as having your own due diligence team.
That's tomorrow's topic.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
The first show today was, why to outsource with Plum. Get funding, so you don't have to spend any of your own money. Why to use Titlemind to get and close your own deal. And then tomorrow, Thursday, is why and how to outsource your own due diligence. So now when you really think about that, there's no work to do except send mail out and get great deals and start shoving them off to other agencies to get them done.
Done.
Can you do it with every property?
It's like mic drop. Done. Yeah. That's it.
Can you do it with a $500 property and then sell it for $1,500? No, there's not enough money. You're going to be spending some money. It costs money for financing in the form of equity. It costs money for Titlemind. Probably at least $1,000 between title and escrow, maybe more. In some cases, it's a little bit less. And then due diligence is going to cost between $500 and $1,000, depending on how you do it per deal. So for $2,000-ish, you are going to be able to outsource the deal completely.
And it keeps you from hiring a staff of people, by the way. This is the whole point.
Speed.
Exactly.
The speed of doing deals matters.
Yeah. Because otherwise you're going to take on a staff of I don't know how many. And you're going to have to be really involved, by the way, because they're not that professional yet. They're not that good getting into it. If they are, you're spending a lot of money. And then again, now you're back to this.
Or maybe you use these agencies for a while on some deals, and you have an in-house person. Then you have to give yourself enough time to hire somebody else.
And teach them. And they can do that.
Like every deal, we don't outsource to every deal the same. There's some big, huge deals, we do it with other people. We bring in different partners, equity partners, and all kinds of and that's where it's headed for you too.
Thank you.
All of these outsourcing products are driven by very successful Land Academy members saying, "Dude, if I could only have this."
Thank you.
Join us next time where we discuss outsourcing due diligence with InfoReports.com and ParcelFact.com. Sorry.
And we answer your questions posted on our online community, landinvestors.com. It's free.
You are not alone in your real estate ambition. I get excited just talking about this because I really, every once in a while, I wonder about, especially with info reports, when we're going to talk about tomorrow, like where my career would be now if I had info reports in 2004.
I know.
And we're not suffering at all, but it was due diligence.
How much faster would have gone?
Outsourcing due diligence and really knowing here's what changed. It's not so much is it buildable, because that report answers that really quickly. It's wow, all the utilities are the lot line, and it doesn't need any grading, and it's got a score of 3 on every category. Oh, I could sell this property for $45,000. Whereas my whole career,
3 of 3, by the way.
My whole career, I've been just saying, I'll just double my money.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
I just gave away tomorrow's show.
It's cool. Hey, wherever you are watching or listening, please rate us there. We are Steve and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.